Replay commentary against Lurtz of Agartha, commanding Rome. I am commanding Carthage. So I'm going to have to pay close attention in this replay, because there were some critical moments where I threw away some advantages I had, which allowed Lurtz to capitalize on the mistakes I made. So first, the builds. He has legionary cohorts, 2 legionary cohorts, legionaries, eagle cohort, legionaries, eagle cohort, legionaries, legionary cohort, legionary cohort. So a very strong infantry build from Rome here. He has a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 heavy infantry. Now, coincidentally, I have the exact same number of heavy infantry. I believe the quality edge goes to Lurtz, because I have 3 mercenary Samnites, 3 Libyan infantry, and 3 mercenary Scutari. And the reason I have them posted in this manner is for the simple reason that the mercenary Samnite warriors have the highest armor. They also have the best charge bonus. I want these to be my frontline troops. The Libyan infantry are slightly behind, 20 behind in armor, so I want them to come in second. And these mercenary Scutari, while they have pretty good melee defense and good attack, I want them into the fight as soon as later, so they don't take too many missiles. Skirmishing, we are fairly identical, except for these velites. He has 3 auxiliary Balearic slingers. I have 3 mercenary Balearic slingers. My cavalry wings are 2 mercenary Scutari cavalry and a mercenary Scutari cavalry in the center, 2 late Libyan hoplites on the flanks to take care of any cavalry, and just the standard Carthaginian general. Now, I do have an advantage here, because I'm able to put my skirmishers here. So my skirmishers will take less damage than his will. And I am fairly confident in my build, but you'll see me make a few mistakes quite early on. Now, since he has the infantry edge, and we are fairly equally matched in cavalry, the advantage my Scutari cavalry gets me over these equites in the legionary cavalry isn't decisive enough. I think the legionary cavalry are slightly better than the Scutari cavalry now, so they won't be pushovers. He has 1 more cavalry unit than I have, which means that my infantry was more expensive than his was, because he could bring these velites as well. But of course I've spent some denarii on these late Libyan hoplites, which against Rome I might have done with 2, to be honest. Had I not brought these Libyan hoplites, things could have looked a bit different. Now my opponent rushes, so I'm going to rush in to meet him. I think he sees my advantageous position here. I'm starting to get some kills on his Balearic slingers. And here the engagement happens. And you'll see my Samnites actually get the better charge here. But this will change as the fight progresses. Here they are up against 2 units, which isn't the best situation to be a Samnite warrior in, but they are inflicting casualties on both of the units. So here I want to charge straight into his equites and his legionary cavalry, try to stop them. Which they do fairly well, but the problem is I'm not able to support my guys because all my infantry is engaged. So first major mistake is, let's just pause it here. My first major mistake is I am shooting at, I shifted fire to his general to push him a bit, but my first mistake is that I am allowing my primary cavalry support to be engaged by legionary cohorts, and they will chew through these late Libyan hoplites. So by having these guys in reserve, I'm not able to support these guys fast enough. It would have been better if I'd went for 2 lines, and then I could have just shifted the lines, went for the cavalry with the hoplites, and then attacked the legionnaires with my melee infantry. So lesson learned there. As you'll see, these Libyan hoplites are getting some nice cavalry kills, but he's going to be able to pull out here. So I'm going to give attack orders to this mercenary Scutari cavalry, which I've put there just for that reason. I managed to kill 1 of his slingers, but since I went out of the woods, another mistake, I wasn't able to capitalize on that advantage. And over here you'll see my mercenary Samnites are getting thrashed by eagle cohorts. So I'm going to use this opportunity to sneak my general through the gap and attack his velites. Now this is all fine and well if I had pulled out, which I don't. So third huge mistake. Over here he is able to pull through with his legionary cav. They have good armor, so they won't suffer as many casualties while pulling out. But they are getting stopped here and will die. My Libyan hoplites are dying quickly to these legionnaires. And here I managed to take out another of his equites. And his general is taking some damage, but another mistake. This made my slingers stop fire for a while. So, my general is dead. That is bad news for my all my Iberian troops. They are not disciplined. The Samnites are, and the Samnites are winning against these legionnaires. But the Samnites are more expensive, so they should, but they are taking some casualties in the process. Overall, the fights are fairly equal, I think. We are pretty evenly matched in infantry, but he is going to be able to use these skirmishers more effectively than I am. Now, I am able to charge these Balearic slingers and do quite a lot of damage to them with my Scutori cav, but he is firing at them, and that is making them drop very quickly indeed. So over here, he won this flank quite decisively. These guys are getting hammered by the legionary cohorts. The Samnites are losing, but we're able to stabilize. He's charging his legionary cavalry in here to secure. And now it's not looking too hot for me at all. These mercenary Balearic slingers are very depleted. Didn't get too many kills on them. These Balearic slingers are doing very well indeed. These guys have gotten more kills than my slingers have. So now it's going to go down to the wire. I'm able to stop this legionary cavalry by attacking them here. I'm going to inflict some casualties on them, but they are still going to be able to just pull through because my guys weren't braced and I just had an attack order. So that's the end of my slingers, and now I'm down to only heavy infantry. He has 4 of his skirmishers left, depleted skirmishers, but still. And one of the more deciding factors is that Lurtz is now going to be able to bring these equites in for rear charges. So although my mercenary Scutori are doing very well one-on-one against legionary cohorts, when equites are starting to rear charge, they're not going to stay for long. And as you can see, the mercenary Scutori were able to take down these guys over here. And this fight I was able to win that one as well. But I don't have a lot of time because as soon as he's able to use his numerical superiority to go in for rear charges, then I'm in huge trouble because my general is dead and my guys are getting winded. So the morale is going to be a problem here. My mercenary Scutori are holding fairly well with their 51 morale because they are getting a lot of kills. So they're able to take on these legionaries and this legionary cohort without insta-routing, so that's very good. Quite a decent unit. But one department that my opponent has a decided advantage over me is in morale. I have 56 as my highest morale at the moment, and 55 here, and 45 for these guys, so his guys will stay in the fight longer. But still, my infantry is able to go in for some nice charges here, and this eagle cohort is getting attacked in the rear, and that's going to make them drop fairly quickly. Still, I have the problem of these skirmishers that are able to pour fire. They still have ammo. Slingers have a lot of ammo. Mercenary Scutori doing quite well. Got 2 chevrons on them, but they are slowly getting killed off. So over here I'm just giving a move order to continue to push through his skirmishers. This might have been a mistake, to be honest. I probably should have another mistake. I probably should have, when I win this fight, I should have consolidated my position here. Because now my opponent is down. Yep, that's definitely what I should have done. I should have stopped charging these guys quite some time ago. What I was thinking was that I wanted to get these guys in for a nice flank here, throw some pila, but I underestimated how long these Balearic slingers would hold against my tired late Libyan hoplites. They are getting some kills on them, but the Balearic slingers aren't just melting away. His general and bodyguard are moving in, so I'm going to give an attack order on his general instead, because if I manage to kill his general, these guys might just rout off the field. That's what I'm hoping, at least. It's going to make my guys waver, but his general is taking some losses. Trying to pull out my late Libyan hoplites, but they are stopped. This is, however, going to allow me to charge his eagle cohort, and here you can see another mistake in the making. Instead of going after his general with these mercenary Scutari, I just gave a faulty move order, which was disastrous. You can see my guys started wavering when I gave that move order because they took losses pulling out. So that was just a micro mistake, and I really should have had these guys here to protect against rear charges, but I didn't do that. So all this time these guys are out of the combat, and now I'm going to charge them in. They are going to get some kills on this legionary cohort, but here they go with rear charges. So I'm going to, in a desperate attempt to finish this battle, I'm going to tell my Libyan infantry to attack his general's bodyguard. The problem is they were engaged against these Balearic slingers, and now with the rear charges coming in, my guys won't be able to hold and they will break. But a very, very close battle, and I think I was able to identify the mistakes that I made that enabled my opponent to just about pull out a win here, so well played to my opponent. But I wasn't able to use these slingers as effectively as he did. So made some mistakes over there, but overall my guys did fairly well in melee against these legionaries and these legionary cohorts and eagle cohorts. One problem was that I lost my general fairly early because I didn't just charge and pull through. I could have charged, went through the unit, and then charged some more skirmishers. That would be a lot better use of my general. And also, by putting all my guys in the center of my formation, I enabled him to take out my cavalry support. So, lesson learned, my cavalry support needs infantry support. So I think a nice way to set up this army to make it work even better, I'd actually take out these Samnite warriors. They were just an experiment. I'll take out the Samnite warriors, replace them with some more Libyan infantry, 3 Libyan infantry, and I'll use my mercenary Scutari to support the late Libyan hoplites, so they are free to engage cavalry. And I will experiment with taking out 2 late Libyan hoplites and bringing in some more. Well, let's see what I bring in, but I think 2 late Libyan hoplites should be enough to support the campfight. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again on the back.